I was having a trailer axle crisis. Check this wheel out. See how it wobbles on there? I was having a trailer axle crisis. Check this wheel out. See how it wobbles on there? Now, I know you can take this cap off and tighten the nut down. It should take up all the slack. Well, it's gone beyond that. It's all the way tightened down and it still wobbles. And it's not getting hot when I drive it. I don't haul that much weight on it. But that's not good. Now, I could get new bearings and a new hub or whatever I need to fix this. But basically, this is cheap Chinese junk. And the axle itself is this flimsy channel metal that flexes as it drives down the road. So I have a cure. I have the axle from this old tent trailer. Now I have plans on making another trailer out of this, but the axle isn't the axle I want. But it's a nice heavy duty axle designed for a lot more weight than the cheap Chinese one. And the bolt pattern for these fat tires is exactly the same as the bolt pattern on the Chinese axle. And the width is only a couple inches different. So I'm going to put this axle on that trailer. Problem is, that's going to leave this trailer without an axle. And that's not acceptable either. But the other day I hit pay dirt. I came across this old trailer axle. I mean, it's got brakes and everything. See that? Problem is, everything is just frozen in place. But I'm thinking it's probably in halfway decent shape because it's a pretty old axle. And these look like the original tires. These are bias ply tires. And they still have some tread left on them. So my theory with this trailer is, since these tires match and they are worn, they appear to be the originals. I mean, look at this. And look at this tube. This is the inner tube. That's thick because they didn't used to have tubeless tires. They had a rim with a tire, and then they put this inflatable air bladder called an inner tube inside of it. And that's what would hold the air. But they haven't done that since the 60s. And so what I've got here is a really old axle that hasn't got that many miles on it, because this tire just rotted right off and this inner tube is still holding air. So I'm thinking that this trailer was bought by the original owner, driven around to wear out this original set of tires, going camping, and probably went across the United States once or twice, and then was parked somewhere, and people just used it as a stationary park model until the whole thing just rotted out. Then they threw this axle away. See, I don't really know the history of this axle because I found this at the scrap yard. Got it for free because it's all frozen up. But I'm willing to bet that the brake shoes are fused to the brake drums, and underneath this, look at that, holy cow, I bet you if I pull this cap off, the bearings are in plenty good shape. I might have to change the seal on the inside, on the back, once I get the hub off. But I think if I pull this off and pull the nut off and whack on this thing, I should be able to break it loose. I don't need trailer brakes. The trailer I'm building is a teardrop trailer, and I don't think it's going to be an issue. Let's rip this thing apart and see what we can accomplish. But first, let's unload it from the trailer.